Hi, my name is Aaron Ginoza, and I am a student of the Mid-Pacific Exploratory Program. This project that I am showcasing today is my personal interest project. So during this project, we were required to design a project that would include the four core subjects of math, science, English, and history, and find some way to all combine those and use those throughout our project. And the other requirement would be it had to be tied in with the reduction of carbon dioxide in some way. So during this project, there's a lot of freedom, and my partner and I decided to do a bicycle map. So we chose to make bicycle maps for urban Honolulu because we feel that since that's the most populated area and that it would affect the most people in the smallest amount of space. So during our project, my partner and I had to plan times to meet up and collaborate to design our maps and scout the areas and figure out which areas we'd want to use. So we planned our routes along um, shopping malls and other tourist stops, as well as having them in nicer areas with great views. So, as you may know or may not know, the problem of CO2 or carbon dioxide in our society today is very urgent. So, right now, the Earth has more carbon dioxide than it has ever before. It's a problem that people may oversay or just roll over, but it's something that we need to address because on the path that our Earth is going now, it's not a safe way, and we don't even know if it's even reversible. So it's up to us, the people, right now today, to act and to find a way to reduce our carbon dioxide footprint on the world because it's the only place that we've got. So, and to calculate how my maps would reduce carbon dioxide, my partner and I first figured out the amount of carbon dioxide that an average car in the United States uses. So we multiplied that number by the number of people on Oahu, which is around 950,000, and we got a number about in the 5 billion range. About that's how much pounds of carbon dioxide is released just from Honolulu. So then we converted that to tons, and that's how we got the total amount of carbon dioxide in tons in Honolulu. And then after that, we estimated about the approximate number of people who would change from driving cars to riding bicycles as a result of knowing about or reading our bicycle routes. So that number was 300, so we multiplied 300 by the average amount of gas of carbon dioxide emitted by per person, and we got roughly around 2.5 million tons of carbon dioxide that are just reduced, or sorry, 2,500,000 pounds, roughly about 2,500 tons of carbon dioxide, which is reduced by our bicycle map alone. So that's a lot of carbon dioxide just by ours. So it kind of puts our project into a perspective that just our bicycle map can make a huge impact, and that other people with probably more money and more resources are able to make a larger impact if they make an effort to. So the process of this project started off with brainstorming. So my partner and I, our inspiration to create this was our for recreational biking, because I ride bicycle occasionally and so does my partner. So we decided that we would use that as our main area to start with. And then we figured out that first idea was to make an app for the whole area of Honolulu. So we narrowed down from Oahu and figured out that Honolulu would be the best area to make a bicycle map. But as we scouted our areas around Honolulu, we figured out that it was too large of a place to stick on one map. So we decided to make individual routes that would cover a roughly general area of Honolulu, from maybe Kahala Mall to Ala Moana, and ranging from that area. So, and in order to incorporate the history aspect of which was required by the project, was that we researched the history of Honolulu streets and how they got their names. And so, at the beginning of this project, my partner and I had a rough time figuring out where we would go because we didn't have a clear idea of what we were going to do. So one night, or one one time we met up and we figured it out, and we had a meeting. We cleared up our ideas and figured out that we would go down the individual routes path. And so once we figured out that part, we went into the community, looked, found the areas, and we drew out the routes that would lead there. So that's where we used the app Sketch to draw out the routes, and then we cleaned them up a little bit, and that's how we got our routes from Google Maps. And then also we were planning to make a basic app layout, but due to time constraints, we were stuck with just the maps. And then for the math aspect of our that was required, we would have to calculate the carbon dioxide impact imprint from our project alone. Our science aspect was researching about carbon dioxide and its impacts on the world, and how the problem of it is today and how we can reverse it. The English aspect was writing our descriptions for our app. So we have a total of 5 routes, and we wrote 5 descriptions, which are about a paragraph long each. So that covered our writing aspect. And then history, as I mentioned earlier, was researching the history of Honolulu streets. So I believe that our project directly impacts the community because we are trying to reduce the amount of cars on the road in Hawaii by hopefully spreading our map and routes to people who may want to switch to bicycle or who are already using bicycles as their main mode of transportation. So bicycles have 0 emissions, and as we live in Hawaii, access to almost anywhere on the island is very reasonable considering our size compared to the size of the mainland. Bicycle should be a relatively easy option for people who are healthy and willing to do that. So, and we're trying to get the point that it's as easy to travel by car as it is to travel by a bicycle, and bicycle is the best way to go because we're not emitting any carbon dioxide, and we're saving our planet, our only one that we have along the way. And hopefully during the future, we are hoping to work more with Hawaii Bicycling League as we did throughout this project to get feedback and hopefully propagate our map throughout more of Honolulu. So we are hoping that they would spread our routes to their members, and hopefully they would share with their friends and family and so on. And that would spread the word of our map to other people. So through that, we'd hope that it would hopefully reach the supposed 300 people that we estimated at first. But that's the basic idea of our project. Thank you.